Well, shall we run through it again, miss?
Oh, no, thank you. But I was just noticing it isn't very much, but that bag.
What about it?
Well, it's just like mine. It's identical, even to the broken handle.
What is this? Some kind of a game?
What?
That is your bag, lady. You checked it.
Oh, no, that isn't my bag. It looks just like my bag, but my...
What's up, everyone? Our Twilight Zone review marathon continues with another unsettling episode, Mirror Image. As usual, spoilers are ahead. Mirror Image was episode 21 from season 1. It was written by the one and only Rod Serling. Vera Miles was the lead, and she did very well here as Millicent Barnes, a career woman en route to a new job. Vera Miles is best known for her roles in the 1956 western The Searchers, and of course the movie Psycho, as well as the sequel Psycho 2, Revenge of Psycho. The setting for Mirror Image checks all the boxes for a solid, creepy episode. Stormy night, check. An isolated bus depot, check. A protagonist who's basically on her own, check. The story opens with Millicent waiting on her bus, which seemed like it would never arrive. In Rod Serling's opening narration, he described Millicent as your average young career woman, not prone to anxiety, fears, or flights of fantasy. However, this is Twilight Zone, so we know damn well her sanity is about to be tested. Sure enough, things got strange very early on. Millicent got into a heated dispute with the ticket agent, who's about as pleasant as a raccoon with rabies. They squabbled over a disappearing, reappearing luggage. The ticket agent also claimed she'd already asked him twice about the status of the bus. However, she insisted she'd only asked once. With this, we know we're well on our way to Crazy Town. Not that Crazy Town. The other Crazy Town. Twilight Zone Crazy Town. A bit later, the cleaning lady, who thankfully wasn't as rabies infested, insisted it was Millicent's second time in the bathroom. By now, we as viewers see the pattern. Upon leaving the restroom, things became frighteningly clear. The nightmare situation eased up somewhat when Millicent encountered a friendly stranger, a man named Paul Grinstead, who was waiting on the same bus. He was played by Martin Milner. Despite the fact that what Millicent claimed was happening sounded very out of the ordinary, Paul initially had her back. When the bus arrived, the two of them prepared to board together. But Millicent lost it when she spotted her evil copy once again.
Miss Barnes! Millicent! What's the matter? Wait a minute.
After encountering her evil twin, Millicent was understandably freaked out. She ran back inside the bus depot and fainted. I think I'd need a nap after that too. When she awoke, she insisted the bizarre events were caused by an evil double from a parallel world. Long story short, the doppelganger can only survive in this world by eliminating and replacing her. Unfortunately, by this point, everyone had written off Millicent as having a psychological issue and in serious need of mental help, especially the asshole ticket clerk. Reluctantly, Paul misled Millicent and called the police so she could be escorted to the hospital for observation. With that, Millicent was quickly taken away by two officers, and I mean very quickly, no questions asked. Thankfully, things didn't end there. As Paul began to settle in and wait on the next bus, he noticed his baggage was missing. He then spotted another man running out the door, so he pursued. And he soon discovered that he was chasing his own evil copy, who looked downright maniacal. To make matters worse, the copy even got away. I really like the implication that this little New York bus terminal, for whatever reason, is also a gateway for evil doppelgangers. In my view, Serling was definitely channeling a universal fear in this episode. This wasn't just about a general fear of loss, this is about a fear of losing your identity to a malevolent force. To put this fear into modern perspective, consider any of those creepy identity theft commercials you've probably seen.
Self-tanning cream, fresh hair plugs, and a complete wax job on the old chassis. Ouch. Slow down, ladies. There's enough Larry for everyone.
If you find these ads and commercials make you sick, that's probably because the thought of some criminal maniac stealing your identity is goddamn terrifying. Anyway, let's jump back to Rod Serling's closing narration. Obscure and metaphysical explanations to cover a phenomenon. Reasons dredged out of the shadows to explain away that which cannot be explained. Call it parallel planes or just insanity. Whatever it is, you'll find it in the Twilight Zone. So, how the hell did Rod Serling come up with this one? According to TwilightZoneFandom.com, he stated he got the idea for Mirror Image following an encounter at an airport. He noticed a man in a terminal who wore the same clothes and carried the same suitcase as himself. He considered what would happen if the man turned around and was a duplicate of himself. A rather creepy thought. I have one minor critique regarding the way in which Millicent was hustled away by the police officers, as I mentioned earlier. It just felt very rushed. My guess is the character was quickly hustled away, no questions asked, because of runtime constraints. But if that were the case, I'd prefer they just shave a minute or two here and there earlier in the show, just so we could have a more believable moment at the end. We didn't need much, a dialogue-free scene where we at least see the officers speaking with her while slowly leading her toward the car. Ah well, at least she wasn't just cuffed and dragged away. On a related note, if mirror universes and evil doubles are your thing, you're in luck. Evil twins are a staple of horror movies and pop culture. If Jordan Peele's 2019 horror movie Us seems familiar to you, that's probably because it was actually inspired by this Twilight Zone episode. You'll recall, that movie was about a family who encountered their evil duplicates, and hilarity ensued.
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
Let's not also forget about the other takes on this unique concept. So many doppelgangers, so little time. This was another great episode. I highly recommend it. It's definitely a top tier entry with pretty much all the ingredients of a good Twilight Zone. We have a legit, spooky mystery and a strong, relatable lead who was put through the ringer. The episode plays like a bad dream, with our protagonist tormented by a sinister duplicate and nearly everyone else writing her off as insane. Not sure who was the worst villain though, the creepy duplicate or the cranky ass ticket clerk. Anyway, I give this episode 4 out of 5 evil twins.